This is a technical video on removals for CheetahWrap. Following these tips and tricks will help ensure a successful removal. For the best results, always try to remove CheetahWrap within the warranty for the specific film. This information can be found at CheetahWrap.com. For removals, make sure the vehicle and the workspace are between 60 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and being closer to 75 degrees Fahrenheit will have the best results. Avoid removing CheetahWrap in direct sunlight, especially in combination when using a heat gun. The best removal tools are rubber gloves, an IR thermometer, 70% isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber towel. Plastic scrapers may be needed, and the best heat sources are pod steamer, a standard heat gun, and it's recommended not to use a propane torch. When starting the removal of CheetahWrap, a good tip is to not begin on the inside edges, as it can be hard to start. Also, avoid taking the CheetahWrap off without adding heat, as this may cause it to come off in pieces. And here's a demonstration on why a propane torch should not be used. The flame can burn the film, which can make it very hard to remove. Also, the flame causes the temperature to peak, sometimes up to 300 and 400 degrees Fahrenheit. This can possibly damage the body of the vehicle, especially for composites. Therefore, for safety and removal performance, avoid propane torches. For best removal practices, warm an area roughly 1 foot by 2 feet wide, in this case using a heat gun. Take an IR thermometer to make sure the temperature of the film on the surface is between 140 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the ideal window to soften the film while keeping the body of the vehicle safe. The CheetahWrap will easily pull off the body now. When the film gets to a cold section, it will slow down. This means it's time to heat another section to the ideal temperature window. Use an IR thermometer one more time to get a feel for how long it takes to get to this temperature. After this, the installer can find the right rhythm to pull the CheetahWrap off in a smooth flow. For the edges, be sure to open the section being removed if possible. This will make pulling the film from behind the edge much easier and quicker. If using a heat gun, a good tip is to avoid pointing the heat source at the film where the area is being pulled away from the body. This can cause the film to split. Instead, point the heat gun straight down or slightly away from the pull zone. For wide areas, do not cut the film into sections with a knife directly on the body. This can damage the paint of the vehicle. Another heat source that is very effective for removing CheetahWrap is the pod steamer. Using the sponge attachment, the steam quickly gets the material to the right temperature and the moisture softens the film. The steamer can be very useful for removing CheetahWrap if it's past warranty. There may be areas where the wrap had physical damage. Be sure to slow down the pulling of the film in case there is damage to the paint. Add extra heat so the film is soft, pull gently. Once the film is removed, there may be some marks or adhesive left behind. To remove it, take a microfiber towel and wet it with 70% isopropyl alcohol. If the adhesive residue doesn't come off right away, then use a plastic scraper. This, in many cases, will not scratch the paint and remove the adhesive without any more chemicals needed. Note that the CheetahWrap, even though there was significant damage to the wrap film, protected the paint. When the CheetahWrap has been entirely removed from the section, wipe it down completely with 70% isopropyl alcohol. This will remove any tiny specks of adhesive left behind. Note that in most cases there will be minimal to no adhesive residue left behind if the steps shown in this video are followed. For any other questions about removals for CheetahWrap, you can go to CheetahWrap.com. And this has been a technical video on removals for CheetahWrap, produced by the Wrap Institute.